in Cam Newton's situation, right? Let's say he's up front and well, apparently he is, right? He told he explained how this his woman knows everything that's going on, everything that's involved, right? Would you say if you know ahead of time, or if they later, if somebody like Cam Newton comes in and tells you like, hey, look, this is what it is. I'm probably never gonna marry you. Actually, I don't really believe in marriage in that sense. You're gonna have maybe one or two of my children. I'm still be there. You can stay with me if you want to, but I'm gonna have other people. And then she says, I think I can rock with that. And then after she had the kid, her emotions get involved and she feeling some type of way. And I personally believe not a lot of women like to feel like the fool. So then eventually she says, I know I told you I could do this, but I just don't like being cheated on. I know you told me up front. I know you said that this was gonna go down. I just don't like it. And I just don't want to be with you. I know we have kids together, and I know you told me I can be I'm good in your house however long and we can stay together and all the kids will be here together with all of us, but I can't stomach the fact that you're out there dealing with other women. And she leaves. Do you think that your thought still carries weight?
I think that
The
like
reason why I say
consent.
that is because the reason why I think my thought still carries weight is because they both intentionally went in to make the broken home. She agreed to it up front, but ultimately the man is the leader of the household, and he has the power to decide whether or not they continue and whether or not this is something he's willing to mend to make it healthy for the house. You go ahead, DJ.
Oh, thank you, Di. Um, I agree with that, but I also think that sometimes we think that consent necessarily lends to the idea of effectiveness or efficiency, and that's not always true. Just because she gave consent to the idea of being with this person doesn't mean that it's the most effective or efficient way to have a family. And so I just kind of feel as though when you go in with the intent to have children and you know ultimately they will end up under different roofs, you are already starting off defeated.
But did he already know
Because
that?
say that again.
Did he already ultimately know beforehand that they was gonna end up in multiple roofs?
Who, him or the women that he's dealing with?
Him.
Well, anybody's. I guess you can say anybody. Did they have foreknowledge that these kids are gonna be in multiple households?
Well, what
Strong
Sweeney
possibility.
the example that Sweeney presented is that if it was someone where he was forthcoming and said, "Look, I don't have any plans on being with you. I'm with other women. Will you do this?" Um, just because two people are consenting to something doesn't mean that it's efficient, or it doesn't mean that it doesn't lend to that concept of a broken home. Whether or not they agree to it is irrelevant. It's still, by definition, a broken home. When you start having
Oh,
children,
so we all agreed on as a consensus with a broken home on today because
yes,
I didn't even give my part.
yeah, I think that we all agree. If I missed any, unless I
I
missed
do, I do
something.
want to add a caveat. I didn't say I would when I said that that's the deal that they had. It was she understood that, not understood that they were going to be in separate homes, but she was going to be willing to bear his children, live with him, be with him, raise his children together. He's just going to have other women.
Right. But that never changed the definition of a broken home. Just
So
because she
what's
Darwin, what's
But
your
consents
with
so to
that,
doesn't
be
but with
clear,
definition?
that,
what is the definition of the broken home?
Darwin, what's your definition? Because we didn't. I don't think you gave yours.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to you, Swing. Let's get his definition, and then let's
all right,
let any drive his point home. Go ahead, Dar.
Okay, so I mean, I've had a conversation about this, so I've already got uh, a kind of understanding, and I kind of compensated for all the nuances. So, a broken home, a broken home is obviously it's the absence of a father, not necessarily a parent. you got to be really very specific. And there's statistical data that support this. It's the absence of a father or father figure who provides protection and guidance and covering for the family. Um, because a father's role is not just about presence. So whoever said you can be in a home and it still be broken was absolutely correct. A father's role is it's all about enforcing standards and principles that create a foundation for stability and growth. When a father leads effectively, he positions the mother and the children to function as a cohesive unit. And what that does is it represent, you know, a thriving union, you know what I'm saying, or a thriving unit, you know, and it represents what a stable family should look like to the surrounding community and society. So, based off of this understanding or this concept, one could argue that just having a father there is enough stability uh, to keep the house stable or the household stable for the kids, minus the mother. And there's statistical data to back that. And so long as this man is able to enforce principles and standards, and these people who are these kids that are growing up and leaving the household become law-abiding citizens and successful people, the house is considered a stable home. So I hate to burst any of the bubbles of females who may think I'm coming off as misogynistic, but this is the truth. So
So with
we
raising
might
people, how can you do
agree,
that
we
without
might
the
blend
woman?
our definitions in some spaces, but specifically a man being in a household is the uh, a critical piece, and if he's not in there, it's considered broken. But if he is in there, and he's not enforces any standards or principles that works as a representation as what a family should look like for the community, then it's still considered broken.
Okay, so you just trying to antagonize the conversation. I get it.
No,
So
I'm not antagonizing the
let
conversation.
me
I don't
just
know how you got
read
that from there.
let me just read the actual definition of a broken home. According to dictionary.com, it says that a broken home is a family in which the parents are divorced or separated. I'll read it again. A broken home is a family in which the parents are divorced or separated. It doesn't devalue or value a man or a woman any more or any less.
Well, what was the need of saying it doesn't devalue?
Because that's what you're doing. You're
How did I
devaluing.
devalue the woman?
You said that whether or not the woman is present, those children will come out as law-abiding citizens, and that home can be
I
stable and
said,
it will be
even
fine
if the
without the
woman is
presence
not in a
of a mother.
household,
Uh-huh.
statistical data proves that the kids are still able at a high
Post the
rate, or
statistic. What it cite your
if
source?
in normal, to still be able to come out of the household as law-abiding citizens and without
Cite
a
your source. Darwin, cite
I
your source.
said
Okay, I'll get the data
I
for you.
said broken homes can still create good people. I've said that broken homes can still create good people. It can create loving people. It can create good people because you can't force the other partner to stay. You can't force them to want to be better, but you can choose to be better, and you can choose to show your children better, and you can choose to put people in your life. If I'm a girl and I have a guy, a son, I can choose to put people in his life who would guide him, like coaches, basketball principals, security guards that might be in his school. That's good people, but you can still raise a good person from a broken home.